What's up, people? What's up, Facebookers? What's up, YouTubers? What's up, computer people, real people, Timmy people, you people? What's going on? So, got my Red Bull, just got some lunch. I know it's a little late, dinner, lunch, whatever, have you. Anyway, this one is gonna be just me talking like it usually is, but I mean, it's gonna be a story for you. The TimTimmy Story. So it is live. Excuse me. It is live. I will interact with you guys for a minute or two. Then I'm going to swipe off the comments so they don't distract me. And just do the video and tell you a short story with a tall tale, as Snoop Dogg labeled it the other day, which was perfect. So that's what I'll do. Todd, Marsha, what's happening? Glad you guys joined in. You guys can always go back and watch the videos if you come in late or whatever. They're always going to be up. They're going to be posted on my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Go over there and do it. If you don't have a Gmail account or a YouTube account, you can get one through Gmail. You get access to YouTube. Then you can subscribe to my channel. No problem. Share it. Do whatever you need to do. Let's get it out there. This stuff is already a lot of fun. We've had some success. Great success. In the last 3 days, we've had well over, I'm betting close to 1,500 views on 3-4 videos, mostly on the one last night with over, like right now it's at 640 something views, which is awesome. It's going good, Todd, going good. Well, that's good, Marsha. You know, B-Day parties are fun, always for the kids. So anyway, guys, like I said, this one is the TimTimmy Story. So I am going to swipe the comments. You guys can still comment. You guys can still like. You guys can still all do all that stuff. I'm just not going to see them. It's just going to be video mode only, so I can just talk and not get distracted by funny stuff or comments or loves or shoutouts right now. I will go back, of course, and watch them and look at them and watch the video like I always do because I just like watching myself talk. So, anyway, let me do something here real quick. Be right back. Alright, fix that. Cool, at least it stays live now. Sorry about the delay. I don't know, maybe you guys are still seeing me. Just had to send a quick text and then put my phone on Do Not Disturb. That is something that I have to do. But anyway, bring it back now. So,
now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called
Springfield. Hope you like that. Anyway, guys, my life, why I've come to be where I am right now and doing this. So, I was born 1980, June 25th, coming up 37 years ago. I was born with severe scoliosis. I was born with 2 extra ribs on one side, and I was born with a hernia in my stomach. I had to have a pretty major surgery at 3 months old. I got top vertebrae fused. I got scars down my back like this. We'll get into that a little more. One on my side, one on my junk, couple on my junk. But we'll get to that shit. But anyway, so I was born already fucking, you know, shit happens. It is what it is, right? But by the time I was 2-3 years old, I had 2 or 3 surgeries. One was exploratory, but they cut an extra rib. I was born with 2 extra ribs on one side. They cut a rib out when I was a baby. I was only about this big. But, you know, born into a loving family with my mom and my dad. Unfortunately, there was drugs and alcohol involved in that family, and that's, you know, the start of my story. I turned out alright, I guess. Fair enough, right? It's been a rough road. Hasn't been easy. You know, life isn't, but, you know, it is what you make it. But anyway, so growing up, you know, fairly okay childhood until I was, you know, probably 7 or 8 years old. Moved around a lot. Mom left Dad because of alcohol and stuff like that. Dad knows it. He ain't ashamed of it. I ain't ashamed of it. And that was when I was 5. Moved over to New Hampshire. Bounced around there quite a bit. Mom did the best she could for us. She's an amazing mom. Love you. You know, she always kept us fed. She always kept clothes on our back. She always had a roof over our head. No matter where it was, what it was, we still had what we needed. And, you know, she taught us some independence and some morals and, you know, that kind of thing. I saw my dad quite a bit. He got sober very shortly after my mom left him when he lost us. So that was pretty cool. He's been sober ever since, 33 years. And so that's pretty awesome. Shout out to my pops. Amazing man. Amazing man. But anyway, so did that, moved around. My mom got with this guy for a while. A lot of stuff happened. Got abused for many years. Nobody's fault. Don't blame anybody. Don't like him. Fucking at all. Never will. Don't care. It is what it is. So that sucked. That started when I was 7 years old. And went until I moved with my dad until I was about 15 or 16. And that was just when the physical part of it stopped. The mental abuse fucking happened for, you know, ever, really. But, whatever. Another, you know, move on. There's some stuff I'm leaving out of there because, you know, this is just, it's the true, everything's true. I'm just not going to get into fucking detail because there's some sick shit that happened. Nothing sexually or anything like that, so don't worry about that shit. But, just some sick fucking shit. And people are just fucked up. And that's how it is. But that's it. You know, I got my ass kicked for a long time. I was a little peckerhead. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't deserve what I got. You know, this guy would fucking whoop my ass and turn around and smile at him, like, is that all you got? Piss him off. And he put me in the fucking corner, you know, whatever. I got in trouble on purpose. I rebelled fucking severely. I started, you know, and that's pretty much when I started drinking and doing drugs and smoking cigarettes. I did it all in one day when I was 12 years old in Bristol. And I smoked a cigarette, I smoked some weed, and I drank some shitty ass wine. I, you know, acted like I was drunk off the wine, only drank probably a quarter of a bottle. Definitely was stoned a little bit, didn't really know what it felt like, so I didn't know whatever. But the cigarettes, I smoked like 17 of them in one day after that. And I went up to the farm and sitting underneath the barn and I was smoking cigarettes. And I turned green and I puked my fucking guts out for a while. Everybody thought I just had one of my TimTiimmys sicknesses and was having the flu or something like that. But no, you know what the ironic thing is I did it again the next day. And then it just went on from there. I found something, a way, I was always, you know, I got picked on a little bit in school, but it stopped in middle school. About 5 days of coming home crying to my brother, which is, you know, he's my backup, he's my hero. And he'll always have my back, but about 5 days in 6th grade, I remember this to this day. And came home about 5 days, just crying, people picking on me because I'm short, because I'm small, because I'm Timmy. And, you know, I was getting sick of it. My brother sat me down, he says, you know what, bro, he says, I'll love you, and I'll have your back no matter what. I'll kick anybody's ass. For people that know him, he's twice my size, 3 times my size. We're completely opposite except for what comes out of our mouths and our characters. But, he said also, he says, but I gotta tell you too something, kid. And he's like, you gotta listen, you gotta understand this. That you're gonna be short for the rest of your life. You're gonna be small, and you're probably gonna get fucking picked on. You just need to learn how to deal with it. And I shit you not, since that day, boom, not one person has fucking offended me, bothered me. I cared about anything anybody says about my height, my size, anything. I don't give a fuck. You want to pick on me? I can pick on me. You know, we can do this. I've heard fucking everything under the sun. You know, we can do that someday. Let's have fun with it. But ever since that day, shit not, I've never let the whole height thing ever bother me again. I've actually used it to my advantage and to become the person that I want to become because of that. So thank you, bro. Love you. Life changer. Life changer. Message. So from on there, the abuse kept going on. I kept getting in trouble on purpose. You know, my poor mom didn't know what to do. It's alright. She moved with my dad's when I was 14 years old. I think 14 or 15, middle of 8th grade. And so when I came back to Springfield, I was born in this town. I left when I was 5, came back when I was 15. And I fucking, that's where it all took off. You know, I moved with my dad. Although he's a recovering alcoholic and addict, he told me the wrong fucking words, you know, and he says, you know, I asked, like, well, what are the rules and that kind of shit, you know. I don't think I asked. He just pretty much told me. You know, and he said, you can do whatever you want, you just gotta pay your own consequences. Now, I didn't give a fuck about the consequences, but I just heard you can do whatever the fuck you want. So, guess what happened there? And most of you know most of that story. That's where Timmy fucking took off, partying like a rock star, nonstop, drinking, drugging. I didn't get into hard drugs. I did some acid, some mushrooms, that shit, until like I was 18, got into coke. But I was partying and drinking every night from 14 years old till 22 really. But that through high school, I was a sloppy asshole. I was always mostly had fun until I got too sloppy. Sloppy Timmys. I'll steal your car and I'll try to steal your woman, your mom. I don't care. Whatever. That's just who I was and who I am not. But that lasted for quite some time. I did a lot of shit. Somehow graduated high school a couple years late, but hey, I did it. So it wasn't easy. I honestly, I don't remember probably fucking 5 years of my life. That's one thing I got sick of, is people telling me what I did the night before, because I'd be so drunk. Because 100 pounds wet back then, and I'd still try to drink everybody under the fucking table, and I'd usually succeed, but then I'd be the one under the fucking table at the end of the night. So, but that went on for a long time. I got in a lot of trouble, stealing beer, stealing people's cars, stole one of my best friend's mom's cars. She was the dispatcher at the police station at the time, right out of her driveway. Everybody knows that TimTiimmys Story. Stole one of my really good friend's cars later on at a party, right when I got off probation for that car. Still drinking, still partying, didn't give a shit about nothing. And not funny, but funny. You know what I mean? It's in the past. I still, I made amends to one person. I tried with the other one, and it is what it is. I understand. It was my fault. But I am sorry to both of you, to everybody. That went on for a while. I stayed in a lot of trouble for a while. Did 89 days in jail when I was 22. My 22nd birthday, and Michelle sends me a fucking birthday card with a shot of whiskey on the front. Open it up, and it says, "Don't you wish you could have this right now?" Fucking love you, Michelle. But longest 89 days of my life, I was scared shitless. Until I got in there. I got lucky. Not in that way, you fucking sick bastards. Just people, stuck up for me and didn't fuck with me, which was nice. It's kind of scary. Never wanted to do it again. Anyway, so after that, I decided to move to New Hampshire a few months later. Moved in with my brother over there, and me and my bro would have a good time. But it's not about him, it's about me. Drank like a fish, couldn't hold a job. Finally got a pretty good job, was kind of excelling at it. And then I want to get my license back. 24 years old, never had a license, never had a permit. Didn't want one when I was 16. I'd rather fucking steal your cars than do it legally and do dumb shit. But, fast forward again. Had this job. I want to get my license. Fuck this. I looked at myself at 24 and I was like, you've done nothing. Absolutely nothing in your fucking life. You breezed through up until now, and you're just a piece of shit. Pretty much. That was me thinking about me. I didn't like that. So I went to get my license back, and I paid the thing, and I talked to them, and they said, well, yeah, you can get your license back, sure, but you got to do 4 months of AA 4 times a week straight, and at least 4 times a week. And I said, all right, well, no problem. Been going to AA since I was fucking 6 years old, 5, 6 years old, so, free coffee, free cookies, fucking great, you know what I mean? So I did that for a while. And I was still drinking for the first month or so. I'd go to a meeting, I'd make the 4. I wouldn't listen, I'd just sit there fucking looking at the clock. And then one night, I just decided that maybe I'll give it a try and not drink. And I raised my hand. I did all the right things. And I worked that for 5 years. I moved out of New Hampshire, went down to Florida for 14 days. Fuck a bunch of that. Nice place, fucking too hot. Not for a Vermonter. Fuck. And then I hopped the plane. I left my car, my 87 Chevy Celebrity. Paid $100 for it. Put $600 into it. Do it for a good year. Got my money out of it. Left at the fucking airport in Florida and flew to Colorado. And it was the best decision that I ever made in my life at that time. Went to Colorado. Showed up with 100 pounds. Well, I was about 100 pounds. $100 in my pocket, a duffel bag full of clothes, and for some reason a comforter. I just liked the comforter. I wanted it with me. And from there, everything happened. Good, and then bad, and then real bad. And I excelled, man. I put myself through college twice. I met a girl in college in like my first month. Ended up marrying that woman. staying with her. We were together for almost 10 years. I was almost out of Colorado for 10 years. Loved her to death. We had a great relationship up until the last 3.5, 4 years. And that was not all my fault. Definitely. Not all her fault. Definitely. It was a combination of things, but she's the one that made it end because of how it turned out. But, love of my life. I ended up graduating college. High honors, 3.9 and 4.0 GPA. Bought a house. Got married. Bought a house. Bought a brand new 4-wheeler. Bought a brand new car. Bought a truck. Got dogs. All in 4 years of being out in Colorado. And I did that without a drink or without a drug. And then 4 years into it, started kind of slacking on working on my sobriety and doing that kind of thing. And, started drinking like near beers and, non-alcoholic stuff just to kind of get back into the scene, I guess, like a stupid idiot. But anyway, and then I decided, hey, let's go to Las Vegas. It's only a 12-hour drive from Denver. Fucking do it, and that was a bright thing to do. It was great. We had a lot of fun. I didn't last even a whole day before I had my first drink in almost 5 years. And I had a blast. I'm not going to lie. I love the party scene. I love the bar scene. I love drinking. I love the fun of it. But I don't like what it does to me and how it affects me and my family and shit like that. So I did that, and then got back into drinking. And after that, things started going south. It was fine for a while. We'd go to concerts and drink and, a couple times at the bar here and there. And it was just, a few times a month and blah, blah, blah. And then it would get to where I was like, all right, I'd try to plan shit that had drinking involved just so I could drink more times. And then it'd be like, oh, well, we're just out here having fun, kind of thing. And that just excelled. And it was like, all right, well, as long as I go to the bar 4 or 5 times a week, I'm not drinking at home. It's not an issue, right? Good thing. But got my wife and my ex-wife into drinking a lot and some other things that I'm not proud of. I got myself back into drugs pretty good and didn't like that too much. But it was so I could party all night. That excelled. Fucking, for some reason, I don't know what it was. We started painting our house on the outside, which I hate fucking painting. So the best thing to do was every day after work, so it took us like a month and a half. We were working, 80 hours a week and making a ridiculous amount of money. And we started painting the house. We started picking up like a 12-pack every day and then turning into a case. And by the end of it, we were drinking, a 12-pack each a night, painting the fucking house. I wonder how that turned out. And it just went on from there. I met a friend of mine that was just opening a cigar bar and cocktail lounge. Another fucking great choice in my life. Great guy. Love the guy. Always will. But, and that just excelled. We were going there and drinking massive amounts of liquor and booze and beer and drugs. Doing everything for, a couple of years, and that's where shit got really out of hand. We stopped working on a relationship. We stopped working on each other. We stopped, I was losing jobs again, and some really prestigious fucking jobs that would have, made my career way better than it is. And then fast forward through that, shit got bad. My ex-wife decided to have a fucking affair. And 4 years into marriage, 6 years of being together, pretty much. 7 years of being together, almost 8. Ripped my fucking heart out. She did it pretty nasty. She did it with her ex-boyfriend, stepdad from high school. And that hurt. But it's not, it's not all her fault. I'm not going to say that. It sucks. It's the worst thing you can do to anybody. I would never do it to anybody. I didn't do it to her. But either way, I'm over it. It is what it is. But that happened, and then I went on a fucking downward spiral. I tried to make it work. Go back for 2 years and try to make it work, and that was just a fucking stupid choice. Because I wasn't doing anything to make it work. I was drinking every day, getting pissed off about it. Anything that she did wrong, I blamed on her. Everything on her. Everything I did wrong, I blamed on her. And that's how it was for 2 years. So finally, I just gave up, and I lost a really prestigious job, and it was the last day of training, and I decided to drive across the country, back home to Vermont, and leave everything, my house, my wife, my dogs, the whole 9. Everything that I built in the last 10 years, I left. With just some clothes, my car, some beer and some weed, and headed across country. Got here, got a really good job right off the bat, which was great, but then I was drinking every day, driving around, putting a lot of people's lives in danger, I ended up getting 2 DUIs in 6 days. Ended up going to treatment. That worked for a time being. I didn't drink for a year. But then I started getting some back pain because I was friggin' heavy and weighed a lot more than I do now. And that back pain got me to get any kind of pills I wanted from my doctor. And you guys know the epidemic here in this town, especially in this state, especially in the country, in the world. And that's where it started. My new drug of choice, my new addiction was into the pills, and then it got into other stuff, the bad stuff. And I went down that road for a year and a half, and gave up again. Tried getting help, lasted for a little while. I was still able to get pills from my doctor, so no matter what, I hadn't been clean completely. And and then things happened, and I was doing all right for 6 to 8 months, just doing medication mostly like I was supposed to, and things just started going downhill again, and people started dying around me. My best friend, one of my best friends, passed away a couple months ago, and that was a kicker because I'd already kind of been in it a little bit and not doing very well. I pretty much slept in my room and stayed in my room for the last 2.5 years, 18 hours a day most of the time, and that happened, and that sent me through a loop pretty bad. One of my good friends, and of course I did the exact wrong thing to do, is just get even stupider and harder and into it. But then after that, 2 weeks later, and not everybody knows this, but it's okay because it's all right now. I was talking to a doctor, and my lungs were getting worse with the COPD, and they mentioned emphysema, which, whatever, as long as I quit smoking, that's something that you can typically live a pretty long life with. But she mentioned cancer. It's hopefully not, and we're working on it. But she mentioned that, and I took that, and I didn't tell anybody about it. And I took it, and that was my fucking. That's what I needed at the time, and I just hit the. I went crazy, started hammering drugs for a good 2 months, 3 months, and 2 months, and it got to the point where it was life or death again. And for real this time, I made some mistakes, some huge fucking mistakes. I took some things from individuals. I lie, cheat, and steal, and it was to the point where if I didn't get any help, I was gonna die. So I called a treatment center, and I went up there for 21 days, 32 days ago today, and I went through a full fucking detox of opiates, which I haven't done, never, in 8 years, and it was fucking crazy, and it sucked, but I got through it, and now I got out. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow since I've been home, and obviously things are going very well. I'm fucking on cloud 10. I'm doing fantastic. I've been making a meeting every night. I got a sponsor. I am doing the right things. I'm staying positive. I'm staying away from people that I can't be around, even if they're good friends. And I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm talking to you guys. The shows are fucking amazing, by the way. And I hope that this story helped you guys. I am doing fan-fucking-tastic. I feel the best I've felt in 13 years when I got sober the first time. So again, like I said that before, I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to go with that. And that kind of concludes TimTimmy's story, guys. I hope if you got anything out of it, you got something positive. And it wasn't supposed to be sad or bad or unhappy. It's supposed to show you a little bit of insight in the addict's mind, alcoholic's mind, and where it came from. I was born one, I believe it. But you guys, I love you. If you're struggling, if you need some help, get a hold of me. I'm here for you. I'm here for me, number one. I'll tell you that right now. But I will be here. I would never turn away anybody that's having a struggling time. And the struggle is real. I am the struggle. So, thank you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you liked it. That was a TimTimmy story. Give me a like. Give me a share. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You guys rock. Do the next right thing. The next right thing will happen. Promise you that. Hope you like my story, guys. Thanks.